Okay, now I would like to invite Ms. Shubhra to start her presentation. Shubhra, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Hi, Masuji. Yes, I'm there.
Yes. Okay, please
Hear me?
do
Yeah.
your self introduction and start your session. Okay.
Okay, I'll share my screen. I'll
Yes, please do.
just a sec. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Shubhra from Lumens. I'm the business head, and I look after, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, these three countries. And just to brief you about Lumens, Lumens is a pro AV manufacturer, wherein we make multiple products which are currently, in demand, not because of COVID. So I would be today briefing you about
Sorry,
what kind
sorry to
of.
interrupt. Can you please make it full screen
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah.
presentation mode?
Yeah. So when we'll do question answers, I'll switch on my camera because I think otherwise it will take quite a good bandwidth. So I don't want to have any disturbance. So then we can have a discussion, right? So you can see my screen, all of you, right?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah, perfect. So today our topic of discussion is we like how to discover pro AV technologies transform the business during COVID-19, right? So today's agenda is why Lumens, brief introduction on the Lumens existing product line. What is the need of the hour? So this is in context of basically the COVID-19, a pandemic, a global pandemic crisis. So, in context of that, Lumens has wonderful product range, which would be really helpful for you all in multiple verticals. Which segments to focus, I would also be sharing that, where the exactly, our product line can be positioned and how Lumens can be collaborated. So to begin with, why Lumens? So our USPs are Lumens believe in a solution driven approach. So whatever you have a requirement, Lumens has a complete solution for it. So you don't have to go with any third party thing. Like in terms of the cameras, we have the complete solution. So that I would be briefing you. Second is the product line of Lumens. So this is another USP. Whatever product line we have a wide range in that. So depending on any kind of application, I mean from the very basic entry level requirement to a top end high end product, we have a complete range. So it's not that just one or two models we have a multiple product models in every product line whatever we have. So that would be an advantage for you. Then Lumens have 24 hours technical support. So our website is malhumans.com, wherein if you at any point of time you have any technical, you need any technical support, you can just simply log into our website and put in your query, and you will immediately get a response from that, a technical response. Then as you know now, technology is all now moving towards IP. So whatever the products and the solutions we are bringing, that is all as per the latest one, which is all AB over IP, right? Then you can get support anytime, anywhere. Best warranty, and Lumens offers the best warranty in the Pro AV product line, right? So this is the existing product line what we have. One is the media processor, which is a recording and a streaming hardware. Right now you must be getting a lot of demand of classes getting converted into e-learning setup, right? When you want to record the lectures, do live streaming. So this is all a product we have which is called media processor. It can do that. Secondly, we have the range of document cameras, or what you call a visualizers. These are basically for showing any object or a paper for a teaching purpose. I will be telling you in detail in the next slides. Then we have the USB cameras. This particular product category has a huge demand right now in the market, because we all are connected right now on a soft VC platform like Zoom, WebEx. So that way Lumens has again a good range in the USB cameras, from the personal use to a high end to big boardrooms, that way. Then we have the broadcast PTZ and box cameras. Then we also have the tracking camera, the latest, the cameras for the presenters. So one by one, I will be briefing you on these product line. So this is the existing, products what we have. So to start with, these are the document cameras, basically what we have. From portable series, you can see, these are lightweight portable ones, to desktop series, and even to ceiling mount. Okay. So portable series, see, the purpose of these document cameras is basically to show any object or a paper on a bigger screen. Right now, you must be, seeing that many of the classes, teachers are taking the classes from their home. So these document cameras are in good demand because these are converting the class into, a whiteboard. I mean, the teacher cannot have a whiteboard in their home right now. So what teachers are doing in schools, and at many of the places, they are, using a sheet as a whiteboard, putting it below the document camera, writing over it, and through Zoom or WebEx or any of the other soft VC, they are showing the live class, teaching to students a live one instead of through PPT and all. They are getting a real, a Blackboard feature through these. So these are the portable ones. We have a desktop one. In desktop, we have a, additional feature like this comes with the base, and base is with the backlit. So this particular model goes a lot in the medical sector. The reason being, this has a backlit feature. Okay. So you can put an X-ray or a negative, and that can be shown through a projector. The top end model is a ceiling mount one. This has its own advantage. The difference in this model and the other model is the portable and desktop, you can show A3, A4 size kind of object. Now, suppose if your customer has something bigger than that, like example, A0 sheet, right? Suppose you go to an architect's place or a defense, wherein they have big maps or big sheets to discuss on. None of the other document cameras can, fulfill their purpose. So in such a scenario, we have a ceiling mount document camera, wherein you simply mount this camera on the ceiling, and you would be able to show, the paper size up to A0. So that way, as I told you, our, the expertise is that whatever, product we have a wide range in that. So basically, from portable, like this thing goes majorly in the school segment, because they usually want to just show an object or a paper or a sample like that. So for that kind of a purpose, this, the portable series is perfect, right? Then if you talk about medical and all, then this particular model we, position, because this has a backlit feature, which none of the other models has, right? Same way in the army, in army defense, if you talk about, or you talk about architects or even corporates, they all go with the ceiling mount. So just show you a few examples how these document cameras work. I'll come on the next slide. See the teaching line, so you can put any object. So we have the range from 2x, optical zoom to 20x, so you can, from like in 20x, you can even show a microscopic, thing. So that kind of a zooming capacity these document cameras have. So like this, it can be used in school. So you can see this document camera, wherein I can put a, a sheet below it or any of the 3D sample, and, I can show it through a projector or a display, so that is the way these are all full HD, all has, HDMI output and USB as well. So whether you want to show it via a soft VC or direct on HDMI, both the interface are there in all our document cameras. This is that the desktop CD example. As I told you, like in medical, if you want to show, suppose, an X-ray, so neither the portable nor the ceiling mount can serve the purpose. This is the, particular model which has this backlit feature. So I can put an X-ray or a negative or a slide. I can show that, on a projector or a screen like that through this particular model. This is that ceiling mount document camera. As I was telling you, if you have something bigger, object to show, then this particular thing goes inside the ceiling, and only this lens part is visible. Okay, so you can show, this has a 25x optical zoom. The next version we are launching in January would be 30x optical zoom. So that's how it goes. And if you have a false ceiling, then only this part is visible. Suppose if your customer, they don't have the false ceiling, then you can even hang it, in the normal, ceiling as well. So these are the document cameras what we have, which has a good requirement right now in the market, right? In terms of the teaching purpose, especially because right now everyone, the classes are all happening from home, teachers sitting at home, there are no school, and we really don't know by when the normal classes, would be getting started. So for such kind of a thing, this is the perfect solution, what, people are looking for in terms of education. So you can position this to your, this target segment in education. Then we have the USB cameras. What I was telling you is, the main product line, which has a huge demand right now. So we have the 3 series right now in the USB. We have this entry level model, what we call is a VCB2U model or 2TE, wherein, it is for one-to-one interaction. So this particular is a very intact, USB camera. This is with a USB 2.0 output. This camera also has 2 inbuilt microphone, which has a pickup range up to 3.6 meters. So like if I want to have, proper professional VC meetings, now all the corporates, even the proper offices have not started. They all are working from home. We all are getting connected for our, with our customers for the meetings, for, the reviews, everything on a VC right now. So these are the very, good, cost effective, entry level, high quality cameras, webcams, what you call. So this particular model has a field of view of 90-degree with 2 inbuilt microphones. Okay. So that means when I put it on my PC or a desktop, I don't need anything additional because mic is already inbuilt and it has a pickup range, right? Second model, what we have is a VCB11U, which is a 4K USB camera. This we have designed for mid-size huddle rooms. There are small meeting rooms with a sitting capacity of like 6 to 8 seater. So for that particular place, this is a perfect camera because this is a ePTZ camera, and it has a USB 3.0 output. Plus this camera also has 2 inbuilt microphones, which has a pickup range up to 5 meters. So this camera is perfect for a 6 to 8 seater room. And also this camera, the field of view is 120-degree. Okay, a very good feature on this camera, I'll come, after this, is the auto framing, which I'll show you, in a small video which I have, right? The third is a high-end USB camera, what I have, which this is for the big boardrooms or the conference rooms. So anywhere you have a sitting capacity between 15 to 40 seater, this is the perfect USB camera. This is a 12x optical zoom with HDMI and USB output both. The only difference in this model and the other models, apart from zoom, is on the audio part. This, because it's a high-end camera, so this does not have any inbuilt microphone. So the microphone has to be additional or separate in this particular. Whereas in these 2 categories, the mic is inbuilt. So you just simply mount these cameras on a display or a PC and you start your VC call, right? So that's the difference. And all of these VC cameras are compatible with any of the soft VCs, be it Skype, WebEx, Zoom, so you can integrate with any of them. It's simple plug and play. No special drivers are needed from our end, to be installed in your PC to do a VC call. It's simple plug and play. So to start with, I'll just give you just brief on what are the key features. So this we are positioning in the corporates like this, we are using, you can use for a personal meeting purpose. This camera can be mounted on your PC or desktop. So corporates, one-to-one meeting, it's a perfect product. Then education, e-learning, because as I told you, teachers right now all are teaching from home. So this is a perfect camera, a small webcam, which they can use, plug it on their laptop, and as it has a mic inbuilt, so they don't need anything additional, any microphone to be connected because it has a pickup range up to 3.6 meters, and they can start with their e-classes, using a document camera. And even the healthcare, because why healthcare? Because right now, because of COVID, the doctors are not, meeting physically, they're avoiding. So most of the appointments are on on online meetings with the doctor. So for that kind of a scenario, a good quality webcam, this is the one which is really have a good demand in the market. So even for healthcare segment, this camera can be easily positioned. So as I said, this particular model, it's a full HD at 30 FPS with the field of view of 90-degree, 2 inbuilt microphones with a pickup range of 3.6, and it's compatible with any of the soft VCs. Okay. Then if I come on this one, this was a fixed camera. You cannot do any pan tilt zoom, whereas this is a ePTZ camera. So this comes with the remote. This has a 5x digital zoom. So the best part is that firstly, it supports 4K. And the second thing is it supports 120-degree field of view with the USB 3.0. the unique feature in this camera is auto framing. Now, what do you mean by auto framing? Basically, it's a feature of automatic adjustment of the angle of the camera. Now, suppose there is one person who comes to the huddle room and he starts with the VC call. So what this camera does is it automatically narrows the angle of it, focusing only on that person to who is there. Because this camera has 120 degrees, so it will not keep a wider angle, so it will only focus on one person. Now suppose now two people comes in, so that means this camera would automatically then widen the angle so that the camera can cover up three people now. So if I further add on more people, it will further widen the angle. So this is what you mean by auto framing. That means automatic adjustment of the angle as per the viewers, as per the people sitting in the boardroom. I have a small video on this, so you will have a better understanding. I'll just show you that video. See, this is a small internal test, video what we have. I will just forward this a bit. Just a sec. Sorry. Now see, suppose this is the conference room, right? Now one person is there. So this camera has automatically adjusted, narrowed the angle, focusing on one person. Now second person also joins in the meeting. Now you would see that this camera automatically widens the angle so that both the people are being covered, for the VC call. Now, third person also joins in. So automatically this camera is further widening the angle so that all the people can be covered. So that's what you mean by auto framing, feature. So this is a unique feature what we have in this particular model. So that's what is there. Then this is about the USB cameras. Then we have a wide range in the PTZ cameras. Okay, so we have all broadcast cameras from 20x series to 30x, full HD, 4K, even a box camera and even a tracking camera. And all of these cameras have multiple interface. Okay, they have IP plus HDMI, 3G SDI, all have multiple plus USB as well in the tracking camera. All of our IP cameras, they support a POV. That means on a single Cat6, I can control my cameras. I don't need to give a separate power to the cameras. I just simply through a POV switch, I can give the power for control, audio, video, everything. So depending on the application, I have the complete range again in the full HD. The earlier series, what you have seen is a USB series that is clearly for a soft VC. So for a personal use, you have an entry level. For a mid-size room to a big room, we have the three categories. Now this category is for the IP, the broadcast category. Okay, so all these cameras are capable of, you can directly do recording and streaming through these camera. So I'll tell you how we do that. As I said, we have unique feature in all the cameras. This is a UV, which is the latest technology, wherein one cable can transmit video, audio, control, and power. So you don't need to put a second, maybe a separate power. As a result, what happens, it helps you in reducing the cost and the installation cost, that means, right? You can do direct live streaming through all of our IP cameras. So suppose it's again in a big demand right now, in India, especially because many of the places you have, there are coaching centers, private coaching centers, the faculty is there and he wants to give the lecture and students are sitting at home and he wants to do live streaming. So this camera can be just mounted opposite to the presenter or maybe fixed on a ceiling, anywhere you can do. So this can do recording plus even live streaming. So how it can do recording? All our IP cameras, we have a Ethernet output. So that goes inside the, you can connect to a laptop or a PC, because cameras, they don't have any internal storage. So if you want to record a session, you need some storage, right? So for that purpose, we have a Cat6. You can give it to a laptop. So recording would happen on that. Then for streaming, I can connect to any of the, the channels like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any of it. So it does not have any compatibility issue, as all our IP cameras supports RTSP and RTMP streams. So you can do recording, streaming both from single camera. All our IP cameras, we have the audio input. So we give a mic in through a mixer to the cameras. this is the audio feed, and the video feed is through Ethernet or HDMI. As I said, all our cameras, we have multiple outputs, Ethernet, HDMI, 3G SDI. The best part is all can be used simultaneously. So if the Ethernet I'm using for recording, the lecture, at the same time, I can connect my HDMI port directly to the display, or I can connect to a VC codec, for a video conferencing. So the same camera can do 3 functionalities simultaneously: recording, streaming, even video conferencing as well. And even it has a 3G SDI port. So this is what about the IP cameras. This is a new thing what we have launched this year in September. That's an auto tracking camera, PTZ camera. So, and the model number is DCtR1. So the unique features of this camera again is that it also has multiple outputs. As I said, all our cameras, we have multiple outputs: HDMI, 3G SDI, IP, and USB. This supports full HD, 1080p, 60 FPS. The optical zoom of tracking camera is 20x. Okay, you can also do recording and streaming for of the lectures through our Lumens own software CMS, right? And it again supports POV, and you can also do live streaming. Now, how it does the tracking? So that is what I would be now discussing with you. See, this supports 3 sort of tracking. One is a stage tracking, the second one is a everywhere tracking, and third is a partition tracking. Now, the stage tracking means through this camera, I can define the stage area. So if I define a stage area, that means presenter moving anywhere within the stage, this camera would be tracking, it. So that is one option. Second is, your customer might say, no, we want to keep it open. He might not just be there on the stage. He might be moving within the class towards the students. So it also has an option of everywhere tracking. I can just click on everywhere tracking. Now, wherever the presenter would be moving, this camera would be tracking that presenter as well. Now, the third and another unique feature is the partition tracking. Now, what do you mean by partition tracking? Basically, the purpose of the partition tracking is that we can create 4 partitions. Now, example, the presenter is standing near the board and he starts writing, so you want the text to be visible, whatever he is writing on the normal board. So what it does is, if we suppose I create a partition of a board, board as one partition, then what happens is, automatically when the presenter goes near to the board and starts writing, this camera automatically zooms towards the board only, because I've created that as a partition, right? Otherwise, if I don't create a partition, it will take a wider angle of the presenter and covering, wherever he's moving. But if I want to focus on the board when I'm, writing over it, then definitely. So like that, I can create 4 partitions. So maybe I can create one as a board, one as a document camera. I want to show something. So whenever the presenter stands there still, automatically that camera zooms towards that partition. And when he moves away, the camera automatically zooms out. So that's what is a partition tracking you mean by. Another unique feature is smart self-switching. Now, if you could have seen that in one camera, we have 2 cameras. One is a lower camera, which we call as a panoramic camera. This takes a wider angle of the class. The viewing angle of this camera is 112 degree, and the upper camera is for the presenter, wherein the field of view is 58 degree. Now, what do you mean by smart self-switching? This means that when the presenter is moving in the class, automatically the lower camera gets activated and it would be capturing the presenter wherever he would be moving. Now, suppose the presenter or the professor stands near to the podium. Okay, and he starts, because many times they just stand and they talk, towards, facing the students. So automatically what will happen? This camera would get activated. Okay, focusing only on the presenter, not on the panoramic view. Now, again, suppose when the presenter starts moving, from the podium, then again, this camera would be activated. So there is no manual intervention needed, when the professional is standing near the podium or the table, you have to, manually do that. No, it will automatically take the presenter focus, like the way you can see, he has stood still there, and this camera is focusing on him. Now he starts moving, then again, the camera would be taking the wider view. So that is what you mean by smart self-switching feature, what we have in our tracking camera. Okay. So the vertical market for this tracking camera is, definitely education. It has a good demand. It is for only for the presenter. So all the in India at least, we have a good demand. Even in Bangladesh, we have, got few orders for, this tracking one especially. So then corporate training, definitely house of worship, and even event is definitely, the vertical market where we can focus on this. The third and the final, the main product, what we have, the most interesting one is a Lumens media processor, which we call as a LC200. Okay. This LC200 is basically a multifunctional box. This is a 4-in-1 box, which can do recording plus streaming plus switching and mixing. So it's a 4-in-1 box together. This has multiple interface. You can see here, this has 4 HDMI and IP inputs. So there are multiple inputs, but at a time you can record up to 4 inputs simultaneously. So I'll come on the next slide. These are the key features of this box. So what this box can do is it can capture. So quad view means it can take up to 4 inputs. So suppose in a class, right now I want to capture the professor plus the students plus the content. So I have multiple, inputs to record. So in that kind of a situation or a scenario, you need this LC because this can take multiple feed. So I can give one camera feed of the presenter, or maybe a tracking camera of the presenter, the fixed camera of the students. Then I can give a laptop input. My content should also be recorded, and maybe a document camera. So any 4 inputs it can, it can do recording. This has a 1 TB of inbuilt storage, which is further expandable. Okay. You can do live streaming again through this box to any 3 clouds simultaneously. At a time, I can connect to YouTube simultaneously, Facebook, and maybe if you want to stream within the LAN, I can do that as well. Switching is also there because this, as I said, it can take multiple feeds. So I can switch between the sources. You can use it like a switcher. Scene, so you can create your own layout. So I want a PIP, say example, I want content and the presenter only in a PIP mode, I can do that. I want to only enlarge the the presenter as of now, the camera one, I can do that, 1 2 3. So there are multiple layouts available, so I can make my own layouts that way. So it has a GUI and a file manager. This is a unique feature in this LC. The best part is that this box, to control this box, I don't need to be physically near to this box because this box can be controlled from anywhere within the network. I simply just need to ping on the IP. There will be a GUI, and from there I can control everything, controlling the camera, start recording, stop recording, changing the layouts, everything I can do anywhere within the network. So I don't need to be physically near the machine, right? Then integration to any of the, in terms of the streaming platforms, it can, you can integrate this. This also has a very good feature of FTP. That means whatever data is getting recorded in this box, you can automatically offload that data to the central server, okay, through FTP. So I can do a scheduling in this box. I can fix up a time any day within the day, say 7 p.m., 8 p.m. every day, whatever data is recorded. So this should be pushed automatically to the server. So like in the education, they have a central server. So students can watch it offline as well. So the data would be pushed automatically, and also then students can watch it offline. So both the features are there. This is all about LC. So as I was saying, this is a multifunctional box. It can do recording, live streaming, mixing, and switching. So like this would do the recording, laptop input, camera one, the presenter, students, maybe third can again be a camera or a document camera, anything. But, at a time, it can take all the 4 recordings simultaneously. So what is the need of the hour? The need of the hour is to think of business and lifestyle models that are easily adaptable. So this is in context of the COVID-19, right? So there are segments which has a good demand of this product line particular. So one is the universities, because they all want to start with their lectures. They want to have an e-learning setup, there. Same for the coaching centers. Schools also, they want to have that. House of worship, because right now many of the religious places are not open and people are avoiding, but they want to still continue with their, their daily rituals. So many places they are, using our products for daily prayer. Suppose there's a particular timings of the prayer, so they record the, that prayer and do live streaming. So all the followers sitting at home on their mobile phone, laptop, they are seeing, the live prayers also. Then even medical also. is one of the good requirements where this product line can be positioned. So I'll tell you how. So starting with the school. So this is the lockdown situation. Now you cannot go, have normal classes. Students cannot sit together, right? They all are sitting at home. So how can we help the schools in continuing with their, syllabus and all? So they all need right now online classes. And what you need to offer to them is a document camera, USB camera entry level with any of the soft VC. And this would be the complete solution for e-learning for a school. So to give you an example, this is how. So a teacher has his own PC laptop, right? Wherein they have their WebEx or Zoom, whatever they're using. They simply just need to mount a small, this camera webcam, connect a document camera, put a sheet or a paper, which will be like a board for them, start teaching. So they are doing a live teaching, on the far side to students. So application one, like this, I was telling you, this is a normal, so you're writing. So this becomes like a board feature. So I can put any object or a document below the document camera, connect through a USB port and give my lecture via a soft VC platform. This is one of the applications for schools. Then you can also show any 3D object or a book. Teacher wants to teach, start with some, lesson and all. So she can simply put a book below this and start with it. This is what I want to cover it up, or any diagram sample, they can put it down. Second, so this is all about the schools. The second, vertical you can focus on is the coaching centers, where again, there's a good demand there. So what right now the coaching centers are looking for, that the presenter or the teacher wants to teach the classes, so they want to capture the lecture, whatever they are teaching, or say on the interactive touch display. There are many places wherein the lecturers are taking the lecture on interactive touch. So for that you want to have a camera which can capture both the content and the presenter. So these cameras are the ones where you can just simply mount it opposite to the touch board or a normal board, capture it and do a live streaming. So example, if I come on this, so they want to record the lectures and have a two-way interactivity. So you need a visualizer, IP camera or a box camera and a soft VC. So example, so these are the interactive touch ones. So single source you want to record, you simply need our IP camera. So this is an interactive touch display. So the presenter is teaching, this is mounted opposite to the display. As I told you, this has an audio in, right? Through Ethernet, I can do recording and I can give an IP to this, connect to any of the YouTube or a Facebook, and I can do live streaming for my students. So they are attending a live session. It's a single touch. So simply what I need is a single IP camera for this kind of an application. Now, suppose if your customer says that I want to record multiple inputs together. Imagine, now this could also be an application wherein the teacher says my face plus the content should be in a PIP mode. So what we can do is we can give a camera feed and a visualizer. He's using a visualizer, not interactive touch. He's, so this is another example just for your understanding. So, what we can do is we can give both the things to a HDMI PIP switcher. It will merge both the inputs together. There is an HDMI out in all the switchers, and through that out you need to add up a converter for a VC. So when I do a VC call, I can see both the images together in a PIP form. So that's for the multiple inputs. This is one of the examples of interactive touch. I'll just show you how. Just play the video. It's not getting moved. It's getting stuck. It's getting stuck, this video. So this is basically interactive touch. So he's writing over it. So both the presenter and the content is getting captured through our camera and is getting recorded and live streamed as well. So both the things are happening simultaneously. Now, can you see this video? So this is just a video for your better understanding. Now, third segment, which is one of our core focus these days, is universities, or what we call as a higher education. So everywhere e-learning setup is needed again. So the faculties have started going to the classes to take the lectures. So all you need is the camera again. and with the LC. So what they want to do is they want to create online content for students, record the lectures and save it in the central server. So live anyways they can do, but suppose if students wants to have an offline access also, then they can access through the central server. So this can be done, streaming the lectures for distance learning and tube interactivity. So for these functionalities, what you need to have is a Lumens media processor, PTZ camera, and a software based video conferencing. So that's how the connectivity would be. So as we have our LC, that media processor that can take the multiple feed, camera, laptop, everything. So you can give all the feed output to it and you can do recording and streaming via this. Video conferencing, same thing I'll do, but I'll just add up a converter because right now everyone is using a soft VC. So because in our LC we have a HDMI out, we don't have a USB output. So with in that output, I will be adding up HDMI to USB converter, plug into my my laptop or a PC where I have a Zoom or WebEx and start with my call. Just understand one thing, that any of the VC which you do, be it a software or a hardware, you can only show two images on the far side. That is the content. Like right now also we are doing a VC. You can see my content and the camera. You cannot see more than two inputs on the far side. Any of the VC platform you talk about, right? So in such a scenario, this LC, if suppose you want to capture students plus presenter plus content and all you want to show it on the far side, so this box would work like a mixer for you. So it will be taking multiple feed, my one camera for the presenter, students, document camera, all getting mixed and maybe merged. Output is going to my PC, and now when I'm doing a VC call, my all these sources are visible on the far side on a VC platform, which I cannot if I don't have this box, right? So this is also one of the videos what for a higher education. These are for the, we have installed in multiple bigger seminar rooms. So see, a very interesting feature here. See, this is one, I'll tell you, one is the presenter, two cameras. This is all going to LC. Now we have, put in microphone on each table. Now, anybody who has any question, he presses the, one student raises a question.
But now there are ways. And there are now agencies open.
See now what will happen.
What paying full taxes, and actually the taxes are being.
So what happened is that in this scenario, we have, as I said, we have put in microphones. So all our cameras, we have presets, multiple presets. So anybody who would press the button, the camera would focus on that particular person. And once he's done, the camera would zoom back. So that's also one of the features in all our cameras. So that's how it's being used in the education. House of worship, it's simple. As I said, many of the places they want to record the daily prayers. So it's the same thing, single source, streaming the daily prayers. So all you need is single IP camera to be connected, to be installed where you want to capture, and you can just simply do recording and live streaming. So that's the house of worship application. Medical segment is also one of the upcoming things. So I would not, I think we are short of time. So I'll just be telling you about what in the medical, people are basically looking for. So it's a remote monitoring purpose is one thing, because we want less of people to be there to avoid the, this risk. So remote monitoring, all the IP cameras, you can just connect this and, this person can be sitting here and observing everything via that. So that is one thing. So regular monitoring of patients from remote locations is what you need. So doctors is not in a position to visit each and every patient he wants to avoid. But at the same time, if these cameras are installed, we are giving a facility to the doctor to remotely monitoring those patients. And he can also interact with them. So he also has lesser risk of getting infected. Also, the resources are also being, say on the safer side. So that way in medical also, this because of COVID, this requirement has come up, that they're putting multiple cameras that at least doctors can see remotely from their mobile phone or their PC from their room. If anybody needs any help, they can immediately interact and raise the concern, and doctor can immediately prescribe. So that is what is happening right now. So this is for the higher segment. So I'm done with all my topics for today. So to conclude, as the world experiences this unprecedented global pandemic, higher education, government, corporates and schools who are rushing in to build remote working capabilities, you can count on Lumens, who believes in creating better collaboration through technology. So this is all in context of the COVID-19. So I'm done with my session. Any queries you have, please let me know. These are my contact information. So if you have any query, you can reach me out through this number, and this is my email ID. So that would be great. So any questions, Masuji? Maybe I have to get back on the thing.
Yes, there is a question. Can you please turn off your yes sharing and
Camera.
yeah, now you can share.
I've stopped my share. Yeah. I will. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So
So
any question? Okay, I can see one.
yes, one question. Okay, hi, good afternoon. My question is, your conference room BC camera have voice sensing and audio moving tracking feature?
Yeah.
Yes, I
So
think.
basically our tracking camera works on not audio. Our tracking camera works on a face recognition. So what it does, it captures the presenter. For in 2-3 seconds, it will capture the presenter. And then wherever the presenter would be moving, this camera would be tracking that person. So that's how our tracking camera works on face recognition.
Okay. Okay. Any more question? Now the floor is open. Yeah, someone raised the hand. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Tawfiq Rahman. Please unmute yourself, Mr. Tawfiq, and ask your question.
Thank you, Mr. Masube, for giving scope. So my question is for the medical purpose that
Yes.
we can use the box camera or in the operation theater, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So for recording and also the live streaming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can do that. Box camera is a perfect product for the medical, because in medical you need a fixed camera. The difference in the box and PTZ camera, it's a very good question. I forgot to tell you the difference in the both the models. The features are exactly the same in the IP cameras, in the box and the PTZ. The interface are all the same. There's only just one difference, that is in the box camera you cannot do pan tilt, but you can do zoom. Whereas in the PTZ, you can do pan, tilt, zoom all together. So that's a difference. So in medical, they just want to capture the operation. So it's on a fixed position. So you can do zoom. So box camera is perfect. Again, it has IP. You can do recording, streaming, VC, everything through that box camera.
Okay. So my second question is that for medical, if I want to record or something live streaming, so we need to install the IP box camera with media processor.
See, media processor you need only when you want to do multiple inputs recording. Now, if you want to do a single channel recording, I mean only whatever the camera is capturing, you want to record that, then you don't need a media processor. All are itself capable of doing recording and streaming, because they have audio input, and the video recording can happen through Ethernet, right? So single channel, you don't need LC, but the moment you say that, okay, I need to record multiple cameras, suppose in the classroom kind of a scenario, you want to capture presenter plus students plus content. So there are 3-4 inputs together. So in such kind of a scenario, yes, you need a media processor.
So you are telling that media processor only for if you want to multi capture.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Yes. So my second question is that I think it also for if I want to integrate with any software.
Yeah.
So it will be integrated by API, or how you will integrate this? Say I want to capture or record this data to any software. So how we can
see recording? We have our own software which comes with the camera. So with that software is a VMS software which comes with all our cameras. You simply need to install that software in your laptop, where the recording would happen through that software. Okay, and for streaming you simply just need to give the IP to the camera.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So the floor is open, so others also can ask the questions or can write in the Q&A box, question answer box.
So, Masood bhai, can I ask another question, please?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So another is also the medical. So in the medical, yeah, in the medical, there is auditorium where usually the students sit down and the teacher used to give the lecture. So I think is in that cases for the medical, as you mentioned earlier, that is a document camera, which is that is a portable camera, that is 20x desktop. That is, I think, is suitable for the medical lecture gallery in the classroom.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. Because in medical, they need to discuss a lot on the x-rays. So if you want to show an x-ray, that's only possible in our desktop series, that is 752. If you go with any of the other portable or a ceiling mount, you cannot show a negative or an x-ray in those models, right? So that's why we suggest the 752, because it has a backlit feature.
Yeah. So thank you. Now I'm clear.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Parvez, Masood Parvez, it's not me, it's another Masood Parvez. Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, please, sir.
You have to unmute. Mr. Parvez, you have to unmute.
It was really great session.
Thank you.
So, if anyone is interested to have his own conference room, what are the suggestions from your end about the camera quality? And these cameras are sound enabled, or they need another microphone, different type of way, or these are wireless sound tracking system?
No. These cameras, you can give a audio input to these cameras. They don't have any microphone inbuilt in it. It's only in the USB series where we have the microphone inbuilt. But if you're talking about the conference rooms or boardrooms where you need to have those mics on the table, so that way you need to connect external mic. You can give the feed to the camera, and our camera supports presets. So there are many microphones available which has look at me feature. So anybody who presses on towards, like, say I have a question, there are 20 people sitting around the table, one person has any question, so on that table there's a microphone. So if I press that camera would track me. So our camera supports look at me, but provided this feature is a microphone feature, not the camera feature. So if your microphone supports look at me, then our cameras can be very well integrated. So whosoever speaks, the camera would track that person. That's how it works.
So any more question, Mr. Parvez?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
A lot of installations has been done in Bangladesh, key places, many of the banks, boardrooms, big boardrooms with the Bosch system. So they have installed a lot of conference system with our cameras, and all of them are with this look at me, because, most of the microphones, they support look at me feature.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so if anyone want to ask any question, you can raise your hand or you can write in the Q&A question answer box. Okay, Shubhra ji, in the pandemic situation now, for teachers, how they can their remote classroom solutions, can you and with the integrated solution with like Maxa or BXB. So what?
That's See, in education, there are two segments, Masudji. One is a school segment. A school segment would, in the schools, the teachers are sitting at home. So they want a setup which is easily, which, they can, handle it at home. They are not the ones to go in for, the big boards and all, right? So in a school kind of a scenario for that teaching, we advise them to go with a document camera, because that is something easy for them to, carry and, use it, right? But but yes, at the same time, for the higher education, the engineering and the B schools plus the coaching centers, all of them, they're going with the multiple touch displays, because right now it's the time for the interactive touch displays. So we have multiple installations. I can even I have few recordings as well of those, so wherein the presenter is teaching on the board, and the camera is capturing the presenter and the board both, recording it and doing live streaming. So segment wise, yes, so it can be integrated very well with the any of our cameras.
Okay, thank you. And I think
Anybody wants to have a look, I can just share a small video also.
yeah, you can. Yes, you can share.
Yeah, I can. Let me, Masuji. Just give me a. Because the videos will give them a better idea how the the capturing and all is happening.
Yes.
Just a sec. Yeah. This is the one. So I will open this most repeated. I have many on my, even on my, this one. Okay, I found one, which I also shared. Let me share the screen. See, it's an interactive touch. Okay, so both the content and this thing is getting captured and do the live streaming. So like this, you can go with the interactive. So all higher education, they are going with this kind of a setup.
By the way, actually, I am also a fan of Lumens because I'm using a BCB30U in my
Okay, thank you so much.
in my home.
So I think let me see the clarity, Masuji. Which camera are you using?
I'm using BCB30U.
Okay, I'm using 10U.
Oh, I see. You are using 10U, correct?
Yeah.
So yes.
Great, I think. So I think no one has any queries, but in case if you have, you can, this is my email ID. You can note down my email ID, and you can personally, if you want, you can send me a mail for any technical query. And anyways, Masuji is there for all the support.
Yes, and I will also share this presentation after the session. Session means within 2 or 3 days actually. So please allow us 2 or 3 days to organize everything, and we'll send by email.
Sure, Masuji. Great. Thank you, everyone. It was great connecting with you all. And I'm sure this meeting would be fruitful for all of us. Right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think today is a holiday in India, but thanks for joining in the holiday.
No. My pleasure. Thank you, Masuji. Okay.
Thank you.